Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Not only was what transpired in that courtroom chaotic, but it was also radioactive. Remy Ma, the Bronx-born rap queen, is the subject of our discussion. She may be seen screaming and fainting on the ground, and why? Because Papoose, her man, got up and made the kind of revelation that broke everything. Ever ponder what actually transpired between Claressa Shields and Papoose? Yes? We have all heard the rumors, the looks of the Bet Awards, and the late-night training sessions. However, Papoose came clean yesterday in front of a surprised courtroom. Remy pleaded with him not to bring it up that evening, and his words left Remy on the ground and Jaws on the floor, as composed as ever. Claressa just stared straight ahead as if she knew this was happening without blinking or moving. This is not a work of tabloid fiction. This blatant treachery was captured on camera in real time. Court. Additionally, we have a breakdown that no one else is willing to share. Stay tuned because what we're going to show you will make you question whether or not race marriage even happened. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. Ladies and gentlemen, Netflix bosses would swoon over this type of courtroom mayhem. At the heart of it all is a very damaged queen, bombshells, and betrayal. Remy Ma collapsed in front of an open court as her so-called king, Papoose, stood on his tiptoes and confessed to something that nobody was ready to hear. This wasn't just any Tuesday in court, so let's go back in time. Oh no. Hello, Jasmine Dior, the daughter of one of Remy's longtime foes, was a witness in an old assault case that reappeared after the hearing was intended to be a routine appearance related to Remy's continuing legal turmoil. Fresh accusations. But rather than maintaining the focus on herself, Remy was taken aback by something much more profound and intimate. Imagine this. It is tense in the courtroom. There are reporters in the front. Sketch artists are prepared, but cameras are prohibited. Remy Ma is standing there with her head held high, looking bulletproof in her black power suit. However, Claressa Shields, the unbeaten boxing champion, was sitting quietly in the back corner, sipping water while wearing big sunglasses, as if she hadn't just arrived to ruin someone's marriage. Papoose, who appeared to be a man torn between a cliff and a grenade, was standing next to her. Now, you must know about that night in order to comprehend why this event detonated the way it did. Nobody has the courage to confirm the night that everyone in the industry is speculating about. It all began on the night that Papoose was allegedly practicing with Claressa, late into the night while Remy Ma was on tour out of town, relying on her husband to keep the peace. Between those ropes, what transpired? Well, nobody knew until yesterday. The entire courtroom is now aware. Let's unpack it then. Papoose was called to the witness stand as part of a procedural defense motion, according to several anonymous insiders who, let's face it, were most likely simply the courtroom janitors, texting bloggers from the hallway. It's just a statement, nothing spectacular. But something changed when he climbed up there. His voice faltered. His attorney attempted to step in. The judge seems uneasy as well. Then all of a sudden, Papoose declared, "I owe the truth to this court and to my wife, even if it means the end of the world." He gave Remy a direct glance. She tensed up. Claressa remained still. Then he spoke about it. The thing that silenced the courtroom. It was more than just practice. It went farther that night with Claressa. He acknowledged, screaming, "Quiet." And then Remy must collapse. People hurried over to her. Paramedics were called by court personnel. Like a funeral drum line, the judge beat his gavel. Claressa continued to drink the water as if it were chamomile tea. Was all of this a setup? A long overdue confession simmering in a pressure cooker of secrets, or a well-timed betrayal? Let's discuss motivation, because this was more than simply adultery. Emotional warfare was what this was. Keep in mind that Remy Ma and Claressa Shields have a long and silent feud. It all stems from those combined appearances in 2018, when Remy allegedly advised producers not to put them on the same panel, and Claressa was dubbed the female face of hip-hop boxing. A few years later, Claressa appears mysteriously everywhere. Backstage interviews, charity functions, Papooses, and even quiet studio evenings that nobody thought to share until Remy was tagged. But hold on. The internet remembers. Claressa and Papoose can be seen getting out of the same car at 3:17 a.m. in the notorious video from last year's Bet Weekend after party, only to doors open in the video. Despite their claims that it was a group ride, not even in the city was Remy. Nevertheless, Papoose was given the benefit of the doubt by most supporters. Why? Due to the fact that this individual constructed has spent his entire career as a Remy soldier, waiting for her when she was being held captive, protecting her from media slander, and raising her children as if they were his own. Up until this point, Papoose served as a brand spokesperson for loyalty. What changed then? People close to the couple say that things haven't been going well for some time. According to sources, Remy's aggressive rebranding, foray into mainstream TV, economic endeavors, and purported creative departure from Papoose caused a change in their dynamic. Rumors of a cooling-off period have been circulating for months, and she has been seen at more occasions lately without him than with him. In addition, Claressa has been subtly associated with every company that Papoose promotes these days. The wording on the ring is obvious to anybody, even Sherlock Holmes. Let's go back to that courtroom incident, though. Since it wasn't only the confession that was the most unsettling aspect of it all, it was the fallout. Remy didn't look at Papoose, as paramedics assisted her up, not once, but she stared at Claressa for a long time. Let's be clear, the type that says, yeah, it happened and I'm not sorry. What Papoose meant when he said went further has not been officially confirmed. Just a chilly confession and the devastation it left behind. No recording, no pictures. However, the harm is already done in the realm of celebrity courtrooms, where perception and reality conflate more quickly than a TMZ headline. And the fans, though, they're going completely crazy. In a matter of minutes, Twitter took off. #Remy Ma was a global sensation. It was deemed a betrayal by several fans. Some referred to it as karma for previous conflicts. However, everyone had a single query. What actually transpired with Claressa that evening? More significantly, why now? The internet did not just react when word of Remy Ma's courtroom collapse went viral. It blew up. Remy Ma, Papoose, and Claressa Shields were all in the top 5 globally within minutes before she had stepped off the stretcher. Memes went viral, according to their own stories of what actually transpired that evening. The so-called exclusive insiders started to emerge from every digital sewer like clockwork. Let's begin with the most important one. The security footage that was leaked was purportedly taken from a private gym in Jersey. Online, a grainy, green-tinted video purportedly shows Papoose and Claressa by themselves, with the lights down, their gloves off, and a close-knit lean that has nothing to do with sparring. Just as their hands make contact, the video ends. Coincidence or sufficient to maintain the guessing on the internet? The audio clip followed. I never meant for it to happen like that. Don't tell Remy. A man who sounds suspiciously like Papoose whispers in an enigmatic 47-second recording. Could it be a fake? Naturally. It's a gossip spill vibe, though. We don't wait for approval, we examine the atmosphere. Additionally, the mood is blatantly guilty. Papoose and Claressa have been secretly, emotionally linked for more than a year, according to unnamed sources that bloggers were quoting within hours. Under false pretenses, one even claimed the two spent a weekend together at an Airbnb in Miami. The name under which Mr. and Mrs. Black were reserved, the original, not at all. Worried, very. Fans and vloggers weren't the only ones stoking the fire, either. Verified celebrities even began to comment. Papoose wasn't entirely clean. As Funkmaster Flex Twitter told y'all years ago, without a backstory, no man is that patient. Cardi B sent a single emoji of an eyeball. That's all. Only eyes. However, that was enough for followers to go into full conspiracy mode because it came from her within minutes. Screenshots of the previous Remy Cardi drama reappeared, suggesting that this was all long-standing industry retaliation. Then the SMS texts arrived. Screenshots of Papoose sending messages such as "just say the word, and I'll walk away from you" were released from an iCloud backup purportedly owned by Claressa. One even had a timestamp that corresponded to the precise evening of the purported training session. Let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty of the chaos. The messiest betrayal scandal in hip-hop since J. and B's elevator encounter now centered on Remy Ma, the same woman who built a career out of being unyielding. It wasn't an elevator, though. The courthouse was here, and we got a full-body collapse, paramedics, and a confession that will be taught in Scandal School 101 instead of a mute nod. Here's the real kicker, though. According to sources close to Claressa, she came to testify against Remy rather than to defend Papoose. Hold on. What? Yes, you heard correctly. The internet was occupied with reliving the crash, being upset about that evening, and wondering if Claressa just grabbed someone else's man. Romance may not have been the true reason she was in court. According to others, she was ready to publish Remy's claim threats regarding a previous fight with an unidentified female rapper. Who cares if the court records that have been disclosed are fake in a sealed declaration? Claressa claims that Ray's crew had emotionally intimidated her and sabotaged her reputation. Was Papoos's confession a result of a spontaneous outburst, or a calculated treachery if Claressa came to speak against Remy, and he was compelled to testify at the same hearing? Let's move on to what's left of Ray's inner group. She reportedly stormed out of the courthouse mid-hearing with her longtime publicist, Tanya Martinez, shouting into her phone, "This is not what we rehearsed." Oh, you rehearsed this, girl. What kind of press run were y'all planning? her stylist said on Instagram before swiftly deleting it, displaying a makeup palette that has been shattered with the words, "Can't glam rage?" And her legal team, according to rumors, 2 lawyers left the case soon after Papoose's testimony, citing irreconcilable differences regarding client communication. Translation: they didn't sign up for this level of drama. Meanwhile, Papoose hasn't spoken to the media directly, but someone from his team did. According to a purported family representative, Papoose didn't intend to confess, but he broke down under pressure after seeing Claressa in court. Emotional impulse or guilt, either way. It's the kind of slip that alters legacies. Not to mention the fan theories that are currently circulating online. Some claim that Claressa set it up to ruin Remy's reputation while establishing herself as a new power woman next to Papoose. Others think Remy's own team leaked the affair in an attempt to bury in a now viral TikTok. An ex-stylist who used to work with Claressa and Remy revealed a shocking claim. She walked in on Papoose and Claressa fighting in a dressing room during a shoot last fall, and Claressa allegedly screamed, "You said she didn't matter anymore." Bigger secret involving alleged financial fraud connected to her merch company. Yes, you read that right. There's even a theory that this whole courtroom drama is a diversion from an impending IRS audit, and guess what? That photo shoot happened 2 days after Remy wrote the mysterious caption, "Loyalty speaks louder than lies," on Instagram. When you're not around, pay attention to who whispers. Even if we can't make this stuff up, in fact, we did, it still sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Even if 10% of this is true at this point, the trust is gone, the internet is in flames, and the throne Remy once sat on, untouchable, undefeated, unshakable, is now cracked, crumbling, and possibly permanently vacant. And Claressa, oh, she's just watching it all from the front row, sipping her water like she's at a Floyd Mayweather fight. But what happens now? Where does this all go from here? Because, as you may recall, Remy didn't say anything after she got up. No statement, glare, or threat. Just a blank stare at the man she once thought would take a bullet for her, and now he's the one who fired the shot. As the dust settled on what may be the most jaw-dropping courtroom confession in hip-hop history, the aftermath wasn't just emotional, it was disastrous in a potential criminal twist. Remy Ma's image collapse may have destroyed her entire career. In addition to shattering her marriage, first, the legal ramifications after the courtroom chaos. Several outlets reported that Papoose's testimony caught Remy Ma's legal team off guard, not because of what he said, but because of what it had triggered. By publicly acknowledging a deeper relationship with Claressa Shields, Papoose unwittingly allowed prosecutors to question the validity of Ray's previous alibi, because that alibi linked to a timeline of her whereabouts that night may now conflict with private communications she shared with both Papoose and Claressa, meaning that perjury charges could be on the table. The court wants all 3 of them. They're not just looking at betrayal, though. They're looking into whether Remy pressured Claressa to keep quiet about something much more sinister. Apparently, that something involved an undisclosed settlement offer that Ray's team floated to Claressa months ago. A 6-figure deal to settle past misunderstandings, conveniently sent right after Claressa posted a cryptic tweet. Sometimes silence is paid, not earned. Is that a coincidence or a failed hush money attempt? Meanwhile, things have taken a much darker turn in the court of public opinion. A number of Remy's endorsement deals have been discreetly paused or cancelled. A popular athletic brand she was set to launch a sneaker collaboration with is gone, and a streaming network that was approving a reality series about her and even longtime industry pals are pulling away from Papoose's unbreakable bond, as evidenced by a leaked direct message that shows a reality TV producer saying, "We can't have that energy around the franchise right now." Then came the financial blow. According to people close to Remy's management team, the collapse of her joint venture line, a makeup brand she was launching under her daughter's name, could cost her over $2 million in pre-launch investments. Investors have reportedly pulled out, citing reputational instability and volatile partner dynamics. In other words, they don't want their blushes associated with a marriage gone nuclear. Of course, that energy included a courtroom breakdown and a cheating scandal with a potential witness. Bad optics for the brand, no video, no statement, no damage control, just silence. But that silence has spawned its own set of rumors, according to one particularly wild theory. He's gone missing and is allegedly staying in a private villa owned by Swiss Beats, who has stepped in to mediate between the two. Another theory is that he's in talks with a publisher for a tell-all memoir called Pap Truth, Loyalty, Lies, and the One Night That Changed It All. Is it real? Who knows? But the mock cover is already going viral. And then there's Claressa Shields, the woman at the center of the storm, who hasn't denied a thing, instead taking advantage of the situation. Within 48 hours of the courtroom confession, She posted a picture of herself wearing boxing gloves with the caption, "Some punches land harder than others, savage, completely barbaric, however, behind the scenes." Sources say Claressa has hired a lawyer, not for defense, but for a possible lawsuit. Her team is allegedly getting ready to sue a number of gossip blogs and YouTubers who claim she broke up a marriage and was pregnant by Papoose, a rumor that went so viral that even Wendy Williams had to address it in a flashback segment. So, no baby, no confirmation, but no denial either, which naturally only adds fuel to the fire. Speaking of fire, let's talk about the ultimate betrayal twist. Just when everyone thought the scandal had reached its climax, the courtroom surveillance audio was leaked, and let's say it was crazy. In the last minutes of the hearing, as Remy Ma was being carried out and Claressa stood still, a hub mic captured Papoose saying, and we quote, "This was never about love. Truth was at issue." The microphone drops, internet breaks, some see it as his ultimate decision to put honesty ahead of loyalty, while others say it was a final jab at Remy, a woman who built her brand on authenticity but allegedly lived behind layers of deceit. Whatever the case, the timing was devastating, and the audio leak became the final nail in the coffin for any hope of reconciliation. And where is Remy now, according to insiders? She's reportedly recovering in a private estate owned by a family friend with no phones, no press, just silence. Some say she's refusing all interviews, while others say she's preparing for a surprise documentary to clear her name, given Remy. It could be either, but this is the part we didn't see coming. "I just gave Karma her seat in the courtroom." Jasmine then played a brief muffled recording of a conversation in which Claressa allegedly says, "I didn't want to be part of it, but you're right." She came forward in a live stream, saying she was the one who instructed Claressa to appear in court. Yep. Jasmine claims Ray has been avoiding Karma for years. "We began with a courtroom confession, and now there's talk of a deeper scandal that links old rivalries, courtroom betrayals, and possibly a long-buried crime." Ladies and gentlemen, this rabbit hole doesn't end with a broken marriage. It might be the beginning of Remy Ma's complete undoing. She needs to answer for what she did. Wait, answer for what? No one knows for sure yet. Ended up revealing a possible love triangle, a betrayal plot, leaked surveillance footage, possible perjury, and now the appearance of Jasmine Dior, a woman many claim has been planning this moment for years. Remy Ma, the ride or die, the loyal lioness, the woman who waited, survived, and rebranded, collapsed not from physical pain but from the emotional gut punch of truth. Papoose, the poet of loyalty, admitted under oath to a moment he can never take back, and Claressa Shields remained undisturbed and perhaps undefeated in more than one way. However, here's what we want to know, and what you need to respond to in the comments section. Did Claressa plan this whole thing? Was Papoose manipulated? Or was he just finished pretending? What is Remy hiding that has insiders whispering? We want the wild ones, the receipts, and the screenshots, and we'll be watching. If you thought this was crazy, just wait, the next hearing is already set. And based on what we're hearing, more names are going to be dragged into the storm. Hit that like, smash that subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next explosion. Answer for what, Jasmine? What are we being told? Share your theories in the comments and don't hold back, Jasmine.